Hello students, I am Snehal Mule. Welcome back. This is second virtual e-learning session on wave optics. Before we start today's session, let's have a quick recap on previous session. We discussed nature of light, that is, corpuscular nature of light, wave nature of light, and dual nature of light. We have also discussed light as electromagnetic wave. Agenda for today's session is Huygens theory, wavefront, Huygens principle, and progress of a plane wavefront. Huygens theory. In this you are going to study sources of light and wavefront. Sources of light. Sources of light are classified in two groups, primary sources and secondary sources. The sources which emit light of their own are primary sources. Light originates in these sources. The sources which do not produce light on their own are secondary sources. They receive light from some other source. After receiving light, either they reflect it or scatter it around. Primary sources. Some sources emit light due to their very high temperature. They are sun, stars, flames, objects heated to high temperature, etc. In some sources, when electric current is passed through them, they emit light. They are tube light, TV, etc. In some sources, light is emitted when chemical or nuclear reactions takes place. They are firecrackers, nuclear energy generators, etc. Secondary sources. The examples are moon, planets, objects like humans, animals, plants, etc. They are seen due to reflected light. Most secondary sources are extended sources. In our daily life, majority sources are secondary sources. Let's take a look at one example. You must have seen that when we drop a stone in water, surface waves, that is ripples, are generated, which travel outward from O. O is the point where the stone hits the water surface. So O is the point where disturbance is created. The water particles along the path of the wave move up and down around their equilibrium position, that is, mean position, perpendicular to the surface of water. You can observe this by keeping a small piece of thermocol at some point on water surface. The piece of thermocol will only move up and down, but it will not change its place. The water molecules do not move from one point to another along the surface of water. The disturbance created by dropping the stone will travel outward. We will observe that all the waves will travel symmetrically in all directions along the surface of water. If you take a top view, you will find that the waves will look like this, that is concentric circles with center as O. These concentric circles are shown in the figure. These waves are traveling outward in all directions. But if you take a side view, the waves will look like this, traveling in a direction away from O. So, the energy is transferred from one point to another in the form of waves. All the particles on the circumference of a circle with center as O will have the same phase. Now, what is phase? The phase of a wave at a point is defined by the state of motion of the particle at that point as well as distance of the point from the source. Two particles are in same phase if their state of motion is same, that is, if they have same velocity and displacement perpendicular to the wave surface, and if they are at the same distance from the source. Water waves are two-dimensional waves. The sound waves produced by a source of sound or light waves produced by a light source travel in all directions away from the source and propagate in three dimensions. These waves are called as spherical waves. See the figure. Consider a point source at O. It will emit waves in all directions. If t is the time and v is the speed of light, all the waves originating from O will be at same distance vt from O in time t. And all these points are at same phase 2 pi. If we join these points which are at same phase, then we get a surface called as a wavefront. These points are at same distance from the source, have same velocity and displacement which is perpendicular to the wave surface. Let us define wavefront. The locus of all points having the same phase at a given instant of time is called a wavefront. The direction of propagation of the wave is perpendicular to the wavefront. A wavefront carries light energy in a direction perpendicular to the surface. Let us define one more term, that is wave normal. A perpendicular drawn to the surface of a wavefront at any point of a wavefront in the direction of propagation of light is called a wave normal. Types of wavefront. There are three types of wavefront: spherical wavefront, plane wavefront, cylindrical wavefront. Let us discuss one by one. Spherical wavefront. A wavefront originating from a point source of light at a finite distance is called a spherical wavefront. Examples: candle flame, electric bulb, etc. Consider a point source at O. Then the surface passing through all points having the same distance and having the same phase is a spherical wavefront. In this case, they are spheres centered on the source at O, which are shown in the figure. Circles seen in the figure are basically cross-sections of spherical wavefront with source at their center. The arrows are perpendicular to the spherical surfaces and show the direction of propagation of the wave. A wavefront carries light energy in a direction perpendicular to its surface. These wavefronts correspond to diverging beam of light. Such wavefronts can be produced after passing parallel rays of light through concave lens. We can similarly have wavefronts corresponding to converging beam of light. Such wavefronts can be produced after passing parallel rays of light through convex lens. Plane wavefront. If a point source of light is placed at a focus of the convex lens, plane wavefront is obtained. Consider a spherical wavefront which has travelled a large distance away from the source. If a small portion of this wavefront is taken, it will appear to be a plane surface with the direction of propagation perpendicular to it. In such a case, a wave is called as a plane wave. Here, the arrows, that is rays, after traversing a large distance have become parallel, correspond to a parallel beam of light. They show the direction of propagation of the wave. As sun is at a very large distance from the earth, light reaches earth in the form of plane wavefront. The surface of the earth around us appears to be flat to us. Cylindrical wavefront. If the source of light is linear, the wavefront is cylindrical. Examples: tube light, slit, etc. If we join all the points which are at same distance and in same phase from the source, that is slit or tube light, we get a surface which is cylindrical in shape. Such a wavefront is called as a cylindrical wavefront. Huygens principle. Huygens assumed light to be a wave propagating in ether. To explain how this propagation of light waves takes place, Huygens proposed a principle which makes it possible to determine the shape of a wavefront at any time t if its shape at an earlier time is known. Each point on a wavefront acts as a secondary source of light, emitting secondary light waves called wavelets in all directions, which travel with the speed of light in the medium. The new wavefront can be obtained by taking the envelope of these secondary wavelets traveling in the forward direction and is thus the envelope of the secondary wavelets in the forward direction. The wavelets traveling in the backward direction are ineffective. So each point on a wavefront acts as secondary source of light, emitting secondary waves in all directions which travel with speed of light in the medium. The new wavefront is the envelope of all these secondary wavelets traveling in forward direction. Let us discuss progress of a plane wavefront. A plane wavefront is formed when point of observation is very far away from the primary source. If a shape of a wavefront at time t equal to 0 is known, we can easily determine the shape of a wavefront at a later time t equal to t using Huygens principle. Let us first consider a plane wavefront AB corresponding to parallel rays at time t equal to 0. The plane wavefront AB is shown in the figure. According to Huygens principle, each point on this wavefront will act as a secondary source and will emit spherical wavelets traveling in the forward direction, that is, in the direction of propagation of light. The backward traveling wavelets are ineffective. The wavelets are in the form of hemispheres, and any later time t equal to t, the radius of hemispheres will be Vt, where V is speed of light. The distance covered by these secondary wavelets is Vt, where V is speed of light and t is the time. So in time t, the distance covered by the secondary wavelets is Vt. Let us draw hemispheres with P, Q, R, etc. as centers and Vt as radius. The wavefront at time t will be the envelope of all these hemispherical wavelets and will be a plane wavefront A', B', which is shown in the figure. The plane wavefront is propagated as plane waves in the medium. They are parallel to each other. P1N1, Q1N2, R1N3 show the direction of propagation of plane wavefront, which are shown in the figure. The new wavefront A', B' is parallel to wavefront AB at any instant. Okay, now it's time that we test our understanding of what we have covered so far and apply that to the next set of questions. So we have very easy questions at our hand. It is a MCQ. Plane wavefront can be obtained from. You are given 4 options. Select the correct option. The next one. Wavefront is the locus of all points where the particles of the medium vibrate with same. Again you are given 4 options. Select the correct option. Until next time, happy learning.